It's the key discovery of what you see in regards to the QNT supply. So what you see right here is, if managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. So just a few taps, you can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure. QNT Supply Alert, only 8.85% of total supply is in fact left on exchanges. I will state that again. Only 8.85% of total supply is left on exchanges. Is supply shock, imminent? I think it is. I absolutely think it is. And Sebastian goes on to mention the total exchange supply dropped even further. And before we get further into this, please give Sebastian a follow. He's over at SEBAS P49 474 734. He is the host of our weekly X Spaces that are every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. He is, in fact, the true host of these X Spaces. All right, getting further into it, I want to share with you guys that he goes on to mention, as in Sebastian, the total exchange supply dropped even further from 1.326 million tokens 9 days ago to 1.317 million today, signaling another new low. Spot is also approaching the 200K mark again, and he's beginning to think the supply shock will be biblical. He says act accordingly. All right, so what is he referencing here? Well, what you see here, I'm going to pull up on the other screen. Well, look at this. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, we could all read this for the most part. I'll zoom out just a tad bit. Okay, so this is from Crypto Quant, and you see, you know, we're at roughly at 91. I think that's what I paid for it today, right? So zooming out, you see this, and then on top of that, you know, again, this is represented on exchange reserve. That's in the purple, and of course, you see the price in US dollars in the black. All right, so going into the next part of the chart, again, exchange reserves, and you see it kind of plain as day. I don't really need to zoom in anymore in that regard. So as we get, again, further into it, another posting from February 5th, supply alert, total exchange supply keeps dropping. And in regards to spot exchange reserves, we'll hover around the 200K mark. That seems steady, at least for a while now, but we can now see fast drops in the derivative exchange reserves as we speak. Since the 6th of January, the derivative total dropped by about 240,000 tokens, which aligns reasonably well with the huge transactions. I mean, think about those huge transactions. And that took place, of course, on Coinbase and Coinbase Prime. Channing and I pointed out with some of our recent videos. And again, let it sink in. Just a reminder, you know, look at this and look at this. So that's all there, and you can verify that for yourself if you choose to do so. So great key discovery from the one and only Sebastian. Now, with that said, I want to introduce something to you. This is called ChainStats Pro. Why is that important? Well, this project is built on the XRPL. Now, this is not me, you know, shilling you some garbage meme token. No way. This has solid utility. You guys know me. I would not go on a limb to share something like this unless I too found it to be solid. I already done my own, you know, research in regards to it. For one, Tokenizer is a very trusted brother in this space. Provides some of the most excellent deep dive coverage. Encash, you guys are obviously very familiar with Nick, right? He's also part of this and so on. So it's ChainStats, and of course the premium version is called ChainStats Pro. The reason why I'm sharing this with you, and not exactly doing it like every day, is because I want you guys to understand that you can stay ahead of the curve. And what I mean by that is you can see what's going on in real time and stay ahead of the game, if you will, instead of like waiting for a report, whether it's from me, Maximus Crypto, or Will Fix, or, you know, people are real good with charts like Rob or Fiber Finance and so on. You can just get it right now in real time, right? So what am I talking about in regards to, you know, staying ahead of, like, you know, is Coinbase moving a lot? Oh, Are they doing that right now? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see stuff like that literally right now in real time. And you can follow a specific exchange in real time as it's happening. Let me show you what I'm talking about because we gave you these examples from Sebastian. So I'm going to pull this up. And basically, like it shows right here, it's called ChainStats.pro. Now, this is, of course, the live chart. And again, I have a premium version because I'm part of the team. So I'm not a developer, of course. I'm just a guy who thinks this is solid. So on the top left, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is this is representative of, or represented, I should say, of what's going on with the KuCoin exchange with QNT and the Tether pairing. Now, it kind of seems kind of, straight line across the board, right? But what's interesting is when you go to on-chain stats on the bottom right, well, look what it says in regards to specifically QNT. You see on the buys, it's a little bit to the left, right? A little bit more recently on the left, okay? At least on the last 15 minutes. I have it on the 15 minutes. I could do the 1 day and all that, but I just want to do the last 15 minutes. So you see leaning more towards the left on the last 15 minutes. Not so much on the sells. Now, overall sells says 2.5K QNT compared to 2.0K QNT. Even on the buys, you see a little bit more buy volume. And then on sellers, well, currently speaking, at least the last 15 minutes, you see a little bit more of leaning towards the sellers, even though for the stats, it says 2.8K buyers. Now, check this out. There's a lot of mention about Coinbase. What I love about this tool is if you were to go over, and again, this is real utility here, right? This is an actual tool, okay? So people talk about utility. Yes, this is built on the XRPL for crying out loud. So what about QNT? And obviously, Coinbase. Well, you see QNT and Tether, but you can do Coinbase, and I like doing QNT with the US dollar, okay? Forget paying for QNT with Ethereum, so much FUD about, oh man, QNT and Tether, I have to have a bunch of ETH on the side. No, you could purchase this with US dollars, okay? So what's going on with that specifically according to ChainStats.pro on this chart? Well, let's focus on the bottom right again. In the bottom right, you see specifically that on the buys, at least for the last 15 minutes, well, it's somewhat in the middle, but you have 12.6K QNT being bought. And on the buy volume, 1.2 million compared to sell, which is 1.3. So, I mean, it's still a little bit more of those sells. But on the buyers on the very bottom, you do at least see on the last 15 minutes, see that little white dot? It is more towards the left, okay? So, again, if Coinbase was to liquidate, think about this, you would see it being represented in real time here. And I think that's cool. And if anything, if you're more interested in this and so on, here it is. This is ChainStats.pro, where global markets connect. Join the traders and investors shaping tomorrow. Again, this is a project that Mr. Tokenizer got going, right? And again, built on the XRPL. How cool is that? So for one, I think they're working on getting a listing on CoinGecko and also CMC, CoinMarketCap. But just based off of BTC, it gives you some of the stuff that, CoinMarketCap would give you, like Fear and Greed Index in real time, Bitcoin net flows and outflows, stablecoin net flows. But here's just a quick view, total net flows. And again, it gives you a lot of stats, but what about the chain stats? Well, the nice thing about the pro version is you can check out like what's going on with XRP. You can check out what's going on with QNT and some of the other ones, even the meme coins like, Shiba Inu and so on. And the other thing that I thought was really cool, shout out to the Jasmine community, right? For example, some of you guys might just want Jasmine. Well, do they have Jasmine? Well, the cool thing is the answer is yes. Check this out. They do have Jasmine. So that was so cool to see them add support for, of course, Jasmine, DeFi, hot pairs, and market caps. So what about the whole thing of pricing? Well, if you want the premium version of this, you can go over to, again, ChainStats.pro, and basically, this is still very new. So for the first 1,000 users, they have a discount. It would be $39 a month. And believe it or not, their subscription model is very similar to Quant Overledger. with both, fiat and, the whole thing of, um, paying with the, I guess apparently with the token. And of course, the token is called the Stats token. There's another one that's out there called Stats, which is with Ethereum, but that's not the same thing. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. So when we get more info about this, we might do an AMA. And again, build on an XRPL with trusted people in the space like Nick and Cash Official. There's obviously Tokenizer, and there's some other people like myself that are sharing this with you. It won't be a case where every single day you see me and I'm trying to put this in front of you. But I do feel as though it's a very, very solid tool. Again, check it out if you choose to do so. Because just like the outline, QNT, we do want to pay attention to what happens in real time with movement on Coinbase. I mean, is there really going to be supply shock and so on? I think, if anything, we're going to see that be an imminent thing that's going to happen sooner than later. Is March 10th the key date? Could very well be. All right, with that also said, we're going to end that particular segment in regards to supply, and we're going to jump into this next part of what we have. So, yes, the next part will be with regards to today's announcement from the Quant Network site to validate the research that we basically have already known for quite a while now, right? About Quant and Oracle. Okay, so if you haven't seen the deep dive collaboration with myself and Channing, we released that. It was called Holy Cow, Research Confirmed. Oracle selects or chooses Quant. That's a real thing. Do they mention Quant by name? Or is it just Maximus talking about, oh, ISO TC307, I've heard that till I'm blue in the face. Hey, guess what? That's your standard. But now it's just further validation of what we already know, which is really cool. But there is a key discovery in regards to Constellation DAG. You definitely want to see that. And again, it's in the video section. This is a live video. So when you go to the channel, there is, of course, Maximus Crypto, and there's live, and then there's videos. You want to click on the video section, and it's one of the latest videos.